Hear her say, she can't choke, she don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up, get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab a shot on the top of shots, I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Simon telling you what to do. Running my commando, hit in the bando, trap in the bando, not like a Rambo. Rocky, Sylvester, Solo. I'm telling you, I get this money even on my own.
On his own.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. I am your host, Brian Barnaby, and I am joined by Grasso. What's going on, bro?
What's up, Barnes?
Pumped. Another Monday, another NBA Sunday to recap. And as always, super producer Mike. What's going on, man?
Hello, world.
So we got
that's all I have right now.
Hello, cool world.
we got a lot to talk about, and we'll start with the NBA, and then we'll also get into some college basketball as well as some off-season NFL. So last night in the NBA, we had a big blowout victory for the 76ers, 134-99 at the Spurs. And I was really impressed by this, especially with Joel Embiid out.
Yeah.
And you had the supporting cast really step up. Tobias Harris, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Simmons with 14 and 9, and Seth Curry, 21 points. So really everyone stepped up in Embiid's absence.
Yeah, if Philly can get a win when Embiid's not playing, it's a big, big win because they stink when he doesn't play. But let's give Tobias Harris the praise that no one ever gives him and that he's deserved this year, last year. Everyone ripped on him for this big contract that he has, and he's not worth it. But he's probably been the most steady guy on this Sixers team. I mean, I think he shoots 52% from the field, 40% from three, 90% from the line. He does it all. He's pretty much puts up 20 points every single night.
Yeah.
I remember when he was in Orlando and Melo was on the Knicks and there was like rumors that he might come to the Knicks. I was so excited. I was like Scottie Pippen, Jordan 2.0.
That would have been a great fit. He kind of plays like Melo.
Yeah, it was like that would have been a nice passive torch to, think about them in their careers now.
Yeah, and Philly right now, the moves they made this offseason, like we're seeing them, like how much of an impact they have. Because when Embiid's on the floor, you have Embiid and Simmons out there, and you put three guys around them that all shoot 40% from three. You got Curry shooting like 44, Tobias is right at 40, and Danny Green's like 38. So almost there. So they got shooting around, and it goes to show you how much better the Sixers are now that they have the right players around their stars.
Yeah. And I watched the first half of this game, and then it was, obviously out of reach. But I was impressed by Danny Green because he's a guy, I've kind of ripped on a lot.
I think we all have.
But he started out hot. I think he had 10 in the first quarter or something like that. So he looked good shooting the ball. And then Harris, you're right. I mean, I don't think, he gets talked about enough. And I'm just trying to see here. Has he made an all-star team?
No.
Boy, yeah. I mean, you would think, he's due for that. And it's kind of funny. I almost, just because he's been in Philly for a few years, I kind of forgot he was on the Clippers as well as the Pistons.
And that was probably his best year, but we all know how hard it is to make an all-star team in the West.
Yeah. The West has always been tough. And you look at all the years, he's played in the league. He came in 2011, but he's still 28. So
yeah, very young. He's 18 years old his rookie year, and he's, for someone as good as he is, he's bounced around way more than you would ever expect.
Started with the Bucks.
Yeah. And then he went to Orlando, to the Clippers, to the Pistons.
Yeah. And then,
to the Pistons, to the Clippers, then to Philly.
So, yeah.
And then Philly almost traded him.
Yeah.
I would have been mad.
You know what? You know who changed his career?
Doc?
Carmelo.
You guys are both wrong.
Stan Van Gundy?
Wrong again. You're going to love it.
JJ Redick.
Wrong. Boban.
Toby and Bobby.
That's when.
That's Downtime TV's new show. Like, we need to go follow those guys.
I know.
Yeah.
When they're done, because I think Bobby's done soon, right?
He somehow gets a contract every year, but
I mean,
It's just because he's
he just doesn't do much. Yeah, he doesn't
move.
He catches a couple like tippy toe dunks. He shoots a nice jumper. He makes his free throws, and then he barely runs back on D. Can't D the pick and roll.
He might be the greatest locker room presence in the NBA at the moment, which is probably a big part of why he gets these contracts. I mean, everyone loves him.
Yeah, no, he's good. You see him playing horse with the trainers and stuff today. I saw it in my news feed earlier.
So
gotta love that.
And then on the other side of this, I mean, DeRozan didn't play. Obviously, he's been balling, for the Spurs this year, but this is their fourth loss in 6 games. And I mean, last night, you look at the stats. I mean, Murray had 17, White had 14, and Eubanks had 17 and 9. I mean, just didn't get much from the other guys. And I kind of said it, like we said, I mean, DeRozan, he's a big part of their success, but I have predicted that they're going to kind of hit a little bit of slide, here in the second half, but they do have Pop on their side, which is always, a factor. So we'll kind of see, if they're able to rebound after DeRozan comes back.
Yeah. I mean, usually you never expect a Spurs team to get blown out.
Right. It doesn't matter who's in the lineup.
Yeah, it really doesn't. But, it does happen from time to time. And
I've seen it.
And Philly played really well last night. Defense, they were making their threes.
And dude, Aldridge is gone. It's,
no DeRozan out there. Bunch of young guys.
Those young guys look like deer in headlights.
Eubanks' career high, which I'm not sure that's his career high, but I'm probably positive that 17 points is his career high. Just wasn't enough, huh?
Yeah, wasn't enough. And another game last night that you look at the matchup and you figure, it'd probably be a pretty entertaining game, but it's a blowout and probably not the way you were thinking. Pelicans 135, Clippers 115. The Clippers' 4th loss in the past 5 games. I mean, this Pelicans team has been impressing me recently.
Yeah, the Pelican team. I mean, we kind of got on them a little bit for not having shooters and a lot of stuff. I mean, they are under 500 still. They're probably not going to make the playoffs. But
we said they needed this. They needed this win coming in out of the All-Star break. Right. Remember, they need to get these games. So we'll see. I mean, I'm saying that because I picked them.
I'm more concerned about the Clippers. I mean, Kawhi's been playing great all year, but Kawhi, he's not a leader. You know, he's just kind of talk shit to his teammates and keeps his mouth shut. And Paul George has just been he's turned into playoff Paul, and it's not even playoff time yet.
Yeah.
And then what else are you getting from this team? I mean, no one else is playing good.
And Ibaka had been playing well, and then last night he goes scoreless again. 8 minutes. Now they're saying back spasms, but the other game before he barely played and didn't score. So I think it's more than some back spasms.
Yeah, I don't. Last year I picked the Clippers to win it all.
Right.
This year I was like, I think they're probably 3rd. They started off kind of hot. I'm like, maybe I should just switch it up and say the Clippers are going to win again. I'm a big Kawhi Leonard fan, but I mean, this team just makes me nervous. I don't know where I put them when we recap the Western Conference, but I might change and drop them even lower. This is a team that looked like they might get kicked out in the first round. No, I could definitely see that. And I think, honestly, and I mentioned it before, I think there's going to be big changes in the offseason with this group. And I wouldn't be surprised if they could get a good package that they trade George, because they gave up so much to get him in the first place. Yeah, and Kawhi's he's got his option at the end of the year, which he's going to decline.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's an LA kid, but I mean, if he's not happy there, he's not going to come back.
It would be interesting. Like, I can't even think about where he would go, though,
I would laugh.
Maybe he'll go save Chicago.
No, I would laugh if that would be sick because he is Team Jordan.
Yeah. They'll have cap space.
And him and Levine would be dirty, but I would laugh if he went to the Lakers. Right? Like, after they try to recruit him and everything, and he's
smack in the face.
Oh my gosh.
Clippers would just retire their organization at that point.
And you know what? I could see it happening too.
Because Kawhi just doesn't care about anything, so he would do that.
He's like,
getting paid today.
So I was thinking,
baby.
Also, that would be a dominant. Like, that's a more it's more of a thing for him. Like, if they lose, let's say the Lakers lose to the Nets.
Yeah,
it's like, you need me.
Right.
If that happens, though, this Nets team, I think, is already a little bit too good for my liking.
Yeah.
If the Lakers added Kawhi or even an Andre Drummond, it's like I might turn the TV off, man. This is
you wouldn't.
Lakers Nets finals.
It would be the same thing.
And the conversation.
And the teams are so much better, especially because the Cavs weren't that good. But it would be Cavs Warriors the 4 years in a row. It would be the same thing if all those guys were on the team.
Yeah, and last year we were looking at maybe the most balanced NBA we've seen.
Right. Right.
Who knows how long?
Right.
And the Harden to New Jersey, we don't know how that's 100% going to play out yet. It's still a short sample size, but obviously it's looking pretty great.
Oh, it looks great.
I hate seeing these super teams dominating the NBA.
I mean,
I don't want
historically
the
they've always been there.
They have, I know, but
it's weird though.
It is weird. Yeah, I hate seeing them happen,
forming in front of your eyes, right?
I'm like, no, that shouldn't happen. Stay in Houston.
But it's funny because we don't think about. I'm sorry, Barnes.
Oh, no,
we don't think about how they're formed back in the day.
No,
right.
we weren't. We don't. But a lot of it was draft stuff.
I know,
like those Lakers teams, Celtics teams were all drafts.
I know, but
I mean, they built the 2000
trades.
Teams was built.
Free agency too.
Boston was built. All these teams were. Golden State kind of was. I mean, Steph, Clay, and Draymond were all drafted,
and they won that first title before.
with Harrison Barnes, who they also drafted.
Yeah,
but Durant, Iguodala, Sean Livingston were all huge pieces to them. David Lee, that they brought.
I love Sean.
I love Sean Livingston.
But I'm telling you, watch, if everybody stays and stays healthy in about 3 to 4 years, the Pelicans are going to be that super team.
No, they won't, because the Knicks will, because Zion's coming to New York, baby, 2024.
But West, East, I don't know if Zion's coming to New York, though.
Why?
What did you say right before this show, though, Mike? Is it safe to say Zion is not a bust?
Oh, definitely, right?
I think it's.
I mean, last
now.
night he does this thing again: 27 points, 5 assists. Ingram with another great game: 23 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and get this man a new contract. Lonzo Ball, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yo, remember that stat? My Nito stat of the night, as Kenny would say, or Ernie would say.
Was it him?
Nito stat of the night.
He's shooting better than a whole list of great shooters, right?
He's made more threes than Trae Young this season.
Yeah, no, that's
Speaks
great.
To my point.
Imagine saying that before the season. I mean, no one would take you seriously.
No. I mean, you're speechless right now.
Yeah,
I know.
I still can't believe it, even though I've seen it. But no, he's really stepped up, and I really like this Pelicans team. And if Zion, doesn't go to the Knicks, the dynasty will be in full effect in a couple of years. But
I do think, the Pelicans going forward, the key is just going to be to add as much shooting as possible to this team, because we saw it last night. They were making those shots in the beginning, and the floor just spread open. Yeah. And when you give Zion room, I'm sorry, you can't stop him.
Yeah.
No one can stop him. Look at his shoulders, man.
And when you're looking
like Ray Lewis driving
guys in the second unit, I feel like those guys, if you keep your draft picks and just really scout good, those guys are easy to get. Like just a shooter, just a second unit guy to play 10 or 15 minutes.
I agree with you.
Teams don't, they don't put enough emphasis on the draft and scouting as they should.
We talked about Phoenix. They made the move from Mikal Bridges a few years ago. They drafted Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
I forget what team drafted Sadiq Bey this year, but he fell, and now he's shooting 45% from 3.
I think he's on the Pistons.
I think he is on the Pistons.
Yeah.
He's getting wasted, but he should have been drafted by the Kings.
Yeah, and then Brandon Rocco saying he's been investing in Zion since he got drafted. He's lit.
He is lit.
He worried me a little bit, that big body bouncing around in the paint.
His shoe exploding,
I mean, he looks smooth out there.
But no, he's going to be a complete star. So I thought that was impressive for them, last night.
Quick question. Yes or no. You think he'll be better than Luka career?
No.
I don't think so either.
I think it's
Luka's a monster.
Close.
Yeah. Close,
it's
but
going to
no.
be close.
You know what? It'll be very close.
Well, the future,
guess what?
The future's bright.
Guess what? You're going to love this. They're both signed to Team Jordan.
Yeah. And it's funny how these guys just come up, because for a while you're thinking, LeBron's getting older, and even the guys that are a little younger, like Durant, Curry, they're getting a little older. Who's going to come up? And they just come.
They just emerge.
Yeah. So really looking forward to see how those guys, develop in the next couple of years. And then one other game from last night, the Warriors. I was shocked by this. 131-119 over the Jazz. What happened?
This was a great game, but this just shows you how good the Warriors are when they're clicking.
Right.
I think as much as this team runs off Stephen Curry and his greatness, we saw it on display last night. This team still runs on Draymond Green.
Yeah.
It's when he's engaged and making plays on both sides of the court. It doesn't matter who else is out there with Green and Curry. Yeah. They're hard to beat.
No, it's true. And then when Mike's favorite player, Andrew Wiggins, goes 28 points, 12 to 16 from the field. I mean, how do you beat that?
You can't stop Andrew Wiggins.
I mean,
unstoppable. The next LeBron.
Brandon, should people start investing in Wiggins cards?
Brandon, if you say no, You're not allowed on the show again.
I mean, I think now is like a good buy low situation,
Nah, I think it's like a buy his card right now and watch it deplete because we know who Wiggins is.
Yeah.
But he has these games.
But, I mean, and then, on the Jazz side, after that hot start, this is their 4th loss in the last 6 games. And, I kind of felt like, they were going to fall off. Even with that easy schedule in the second half, I think teams are out to get them. They saw what they did to the rest of the league in the first half.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the Jazz.
Yeah, I've been saying it, too.
You know what?
Trash.
They're like a good team. They have great teamwork. I don't know. They move the ball.
They're bootleg Spurs.
It's the Hawks from whatever, 5, 6 years ago.
The Hawks from the early 2000s. And they have a great coach in Quinn Snyder.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, he's one of those players emerging as a superstar.
Right.
But, Mr. $200 million man is kind of
24 points, 28 rebounds in that big loss.
He had himself a night, but man, is he taking up roster space. Or cap space.
Yeah, no, that's going to hurt them in the future. And I like Mike Conley. He's another guy on a big contract, but he's been playing well.
When Mike Conley came over last year, I was like, this is the piece. Because the Jazz have always been like that 4 or 5 seed out west, 6 maybe.
Right.
Which is, I think, where they should be this year. But when Conley came, I was like, okay, maybe he could be the guy. But he was injured pretty much all year. This year, he's healthy, and it's great to see him playing so well.
Shooting very well, yeah.
Now I see this team, they might be a little bit better. I still think they're like a middle-of-the-road Western Conference team that's going to have a hard time making it out of the first round. I think they could. They definitely could. Probably beat the Clippers. But that's as far as I think they'll get.
And I think it's like they have a lot of really good guys, but like I don't know if Conley or Mitchell's going to drop 50 in a playoff game,
Yeah, and
Gobert.
Oh, well, I mean, that goes without saying. He's not even going to drop 30.
Oh, 20. And they, you're not going to rely on, Bojan Bogdanovic and Joe Ingles and Royce O'Neal. They're good players, but
sounds like a 1980s rap group.
Seriously, Clarkson. He will take that six man of the year award home this year.
Yeah, Clarkson's been having a good year for sure. So we'll see how they fare down the stretch. It'll be interesting to see. And on to tonight. We got a couple good games, and we're gonna start with our super producers Knicks in the Battle of the Boroughs, 20-19, traveling to Brooklyn for the 26-13 Nets.
You guys already know what's going to happen here.
This is obvious, right? Do we even have to?
I mean, the
review?
thing here that's sad is we have breaking news, actually. Oh, my God. We have
It's just that.
Guys.
Are you ready?
Breaking news.
Are you ready?
The Knicks are going to win by 15 tonight.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. That's just breaking news, guys. Can't make that shit up.
I want to hear your blueprint. We got Rose out with the health and safety again.
That's right, AJ.
What's the blueprint though?
So the blueprint. All right. So honestly, who's gonna guard Julius?
You said who's gonna guard him?
Yeah. Nobody. That's right.
Jeff Green.
Yeah.
Uncle Jeff. Yeah.
Uncle Jeff. Anyway. So this is gonna. I'm telling you right now.
DJ?
The only person I have faith in that's gonna make sure that I know this is why we're gonna get a 15-point win is Thibs. He's gonna have him come in and ready and motivated to make sure we stop this freight train. Is Blake playing tonight?
No.
Thank God.
I think Harden's gonna shut down Randall.
I mean, he's been shooting well from the perimeter. He might have some switches on him. You never know.
No. I'm really predicting the Knicks over Nets by 5.
And with this, with the Knicks especially, I've been really impressed with RJ Barrett. And I know Mike's been high on him, but I was down on him, coming into the year. I just felt like last year he just shot terrible. For a guy that's drafted 3rd overall, his last 10 games, he's averaging almost 19 points, over 50% shooting and 53% from deep. If he's doing that, I mean, geez.
RJ's hooping.
Career high last game.
What was it?
32.
That's it?
I mean, give him a break.
How many tonight?
How many tonight for RJ?
Yeah.
I was going more Julius, but if you're channeling the and no disrespect to the real Mamba, the Maple Mamba, because he's from Toronto.
Yeah.
I will say he will have a clean 31, 9, and 5.
Well, what I will say about RJ Barrett, if 32 is his career high now, It's not going to last very long.
Yeah,
He's going to have
comfortable.
plenty
Oh,
of 35, 40, maybe some 50-point nights.
He's just looking, dude. He's so strong going to the lane, like and finishing and he's not wicked athletic. He's not like Zion explosive, but he is athletic. But the way he can control and use his shoulder strength when the bigs are on him or big guards are on him, it's impressive.
Yeah, no, and that's what makes, these young guys that come into the league when they want to take the next step. It's just combining both. You can't be one-dimensional, just sitting on the perimeter or just driving to the basket. You got to keep the defense honest.
Yeah, and we've said it before on this show. If it wasn't for Zion, RJ's the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
He was that good coming out of high school. He was great at Duke. And he came to the Knicks. I mean, a lot of attention was on him. He mentioned low shooting percentages last year. Probably seeing some double teams and tight coverages, a lot of opposing team's best defender.
Right.
This year, the Knicks are overall better as a team. The floor is spread a little bit more. RJ's got a little freedom. I think he's happy.
Yeah.
I think he's liking it.
And you know what? And this is why my prediction for 2024 will come true with not only Zion, but Bol. Okay?
Starting center?
I'm going to have to disagree with you on Zion.
Zion's coming.
For one strong reason.
Why?
Because the Knicks have no way to surely get him.
He's going to be a free agent.
Restricted though. The Pelicans can match any offer.
It does. What if he's like, I don't want to play for you? What if he pulls it hard and he's like, I'm going?
I
want to play with
Zion's too
But
sweet of a boy.
What if their plan is to develop and they're like, yo, by the end of our contracts, let's see whose team's better, and I'll come to you. You come to me.
He'd be leaving a lot of money on the table too.
But I just think
that's already Team Jordan.
I'm really impressed with Ingram. If Lonzo stays and everyone
You're
keeps getting
true.
better, why is he going to want to leave? There could be some.
Imagine the
chemistry
money
issues,
Team
but-
Jordan.
Jordan's going to throw an extra $50 million a year on his contract.
Dude, imagine Team Jordan's brand in the Garden all the time with Zion.
Yeah.
Throws another like 75 at Luka to get him over.
After he sees how good the sales are.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I mean, we got a little ways till then.
All right, relax.
Getting ahead of ourselves.
We'll watch it play out.
Breaking news: Zion's going to the Knicks 2024.
And then, on the other side, the Nets, 4 straight wins. Durant's still out. Blake's not ready yet, but Irving and Harden have been playing their asses off.
Real quick, though, I'm sorry. AJ, you would somehow, some way bring in Eli Manning into the convo. Shout out Eli Manning, the GOAT, for starting that I'm not playing for you move. That's true.
I don't know if he started it, but he pulled it off pretty strong.
No, you know who started
Renee.
it? John Elway.
I'm still confused over Eli Manning, though, because who wouldn't want to go play in San Diego?
Yeah, I think his dad just made the call. He's like, the Chargers have been a bad organization for a while. I don't want you suffering through this. And then it was funny. They had more success initially than the Giants did.
I know. Well, Phillip Rivers was initially better than Eli, too.
Right. After sitting out.
AJ, check this out. Zoom out a little bit so you could see the Andy Pettit. Bang, bro. On the wall, bro. We got Eli before the helmet sack, and then we got Andy, assigned Andy Pettit.
Dude, what do we think about Pettit maybe getting into the Hall of Fame one day?
Oh, definitely, dude.
I mean, what he did in the postseason?
Dude, for like his career from the beginning to end.
No,
I
mean, he was always one of my favorite players. I just wish that whole thing, with the PEDs didn't come out. I think he would have been surefire. Huh?
He signed that to our one and only Gino Ganello.
Eugene.
And the fun fact is Andy Pettit's middle name is Eugene. So that's a beautiful thing.
Is Gino going to be on the show tomorrow?
Yes,
Nice.
I hope
Back
so.
in town?
We get to hear about the bachelor party from Tony and
hear
we
what
could
it's
do
like
a
in
whole
Texas.
show just on that.
I know.
We get to hear what it's like in Texas with no masks.
Oh my God, it's like this, but everywhere. I don't know what that's like anymore.
I forgot.
Yeah, no, definitely been a while.
No, definitely.
So, I mean, the Nets, we've seen this. I mean, pretty much they've won 4 straight. I think it's something like 13 out of 14.
This is a sleeper game.
Something in there, but it's like every time they've had Irving and Harden, I don't even think they've lost in the past month or so. So I am almost kind of thinking, like, are they due for a loss?
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna lose before the season's over,
But it seems like they don't lose. Like the one loss
seems
was
like
to
they
Dallas. I think Kyrie was out. So
I could see them losing with Blake coming back in and KD type thing.
Blake jacking up 10 threes.
First of all, relax. Blake, you know what he said in his presser?
What did he say?
He said, pick and roll.
I'm
Pick and
dunking
roll
on bitches.
or pick and pop. He said pick and roll twice. That means he's thinking the roll a lot.
That means he's thinking dunks.
Yeah.
Speaking of pick, Who do you got?
Come on. This is. I'm going with the Knicks. Yeah.
Here we go. Let's go.
I'm just going out on a limb here.
Is it in the Garden?
Yeah. Where are we playing tonight? Are there fans?
I
think we got. There's fans.
Okay, this is in Brooklyn. This is in Brooklyn.
Oh, it's in Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn.
Whatever.
But
doesn't matter. It's still our city.
I mean, it's just everything we've seen recently. Is going to point to the Nets, but that's why I'm going to take the Knicks.
Let's go.
I mean, the main reason I think I want the Knicks to win is, to me, the Knicks are more New York than the Nets.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they definitely
everyone
are,
says it on the local radio. The Nets are a national team, and the Knicks are a local team.
Yeah, the Knicks, like New Yorkers, like the Knicks.
Yeah.
And this is a battle of the boroughs. I think the Knicks are going to come out hot. And like you said, like the Nets, you can't win every night.
No.
This might be the night.
This could be that game that they're just like sleeping a little bit.
Yeah.
This is the game where, those role players, those Bruce Browns and Landry Shamet
don't make those shots.
And I will say that if they win this game, Thibs is not even going to be able to do a post-game press conference. His voice is going to be done. We've seen when he gets hoarse.
Dude, remember I was telling you last game?
He can't even talk.
Dude, when they were playing OKC, the man had his arms folded the whole game. I thought they were cemented like that. I thought he got his shirt designed that way.
I'd be scared to play for Tibbs.
But no, I know, but it'd be so good.
It'd be so good.
Really looking forward to watching that game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game.
And then another game on the slate tonight that we're gonna go out west for this one. We got the Lakers coming in 25-13. They're traveling to the Warriors, who are 20-19. Coming off that big win last night against the Jazz. Lakers, of course, since the AD injury, have struggled. 4-6 in their last 10. Last time they played the Warriors, though, they blew them out 117-91, and then news just came out today. Davis still another 3 weeks, so they got to just go with this lineup and hope for the best. And I've honestly been impressed. I mean, we've dogged him, but he's been stepping up the last couple games. Kyle Kuzma has actually been playing that second role. Not saying he's that great or anything, but for what they have, he's been doing all they could ask for.
No, and this is what you need from guys like that. Your star player and Anthony Davis goes out.
Right.
Kuzma's the next man up. He's got to be the guy to produce, and to his credit, he is doing it. I truly expect that when Anthony Davis comes back, Kuzma will go back to being his crummy self.
Yeah. He gets the yips when Anthony and LeBron are on the court.
Yeah.
Can't play with too many good players.
Yeah,
he was good when Lonzo Ball was his best teamate.
He was nice. Yeah. Remember, he was comparable to Tatum. I'm telling you, that's when the whole rumors, the whole comparison thing started.
Yeah. I don't know. LeBron can carry this team a pretty far way, but they need Anthony Davis back. I know they're, digging around in the buyout market or the trade market. If Andre Drummond gets bought out, I'll be so surprised.
Dude, I was saying
star players. I mean, Andre Drummond's a borderline star.
He was an all-star 2 years. Last year or 2 years ago, dude. And I was saying it last time, Barnes. I think it was just me and you. It was I was saying, Grasso, when's the last time you ever heard of someone with that fat of a contract, first of all, in the prime of their career, being bought out?
And it's in the last year of the deal, too.
When?
Yeah.
You only hear that with guys who are completely washed up.
Yeah.
Like Blake.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we'll see.
And I think part of that is just, that salary is high. So just matching the salary. And then also, I think
I wish you went to the Celtics,
players that are just points and rebounds have been unfairly devalued if you look at it, across the league.
Except for one guy.
Rudy Gobert.
Except for Rudy Gobert. Maybe the Rudy Gobert contract's going to be bad for big man going forward. Everyone's going to be we're not paying. See what the Jazz do with Rudy Gobert?
Yeah,
we're not paying Andre Drummond.
But he's so Drummond's different. Yeah,
he's a guy that's gonna hurt.
He's similar to Gobert, but he has more O than Gobert, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Barnes, what you said, it's just none of these teams want to come out and match that salary. I think he makes about $30 million a year.
Yeah,
like the Celtics, like you said, could a couple shows ago, Grasso, you said that. And
I know they,
but
have that.
They clearly don't want to.
The fact that they don't want to makes me think that I read that wrong, or there's
probably not.
Maybe
dude.
it doesn't.
No. Why would you
until next year?
Why would you want to pay him right now
for the rest of the year?
Is it just 1 year? This contract.
It's the rest of the year. He opted into this contract before the season.
Yeah, he's on a player option year.
Yeah.
Wow. So then it's done. New contract.
He's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year.
Got it.
So give up a second round pick to have Drummond finish it out.
Yeah.
I would do it if I was Boston, but.
I guess they're comfortable with Daniel Tice.
Maybe they just know they're not that good this year.
Yeah. No.
Maybe they think Daniel Tice is gonna finally become the all-star that we all think he's gonna be.
Oh man. But we talked about the Warriors. They had a great game. We were saying, they're a different team when Wiseman's healthy, when Draymond's engaged, running the show. So kind of an interesting matchup. But they handled them last time. They're due to really pick it up. They've been in this kind of slump, the Lakers. So I think the Lakers are going to have a strong game. And, it's never a problem for LeBron to carry the load. I mean, we've seen it literally
since his
second season, 25, 6-6. He's in his 18th season, and he's done that every year since then. I feel like that's something.
Are you a LeBron fan?
But I'm just saying, I don't think that gets enough recognition. How hard that is to do, to average 25. I mean, you could average 24.1. You could average 20. To go 6-6 on top of it,
dude. We're gonna look back at LeBron James' career as like the greatest career in sports history.
But I want to know what the second place in those categories are. I mean, has anybody even done it for 10 years?
You know what's a crazy stat about him? By the end of his career, this is something that came out when he was in Miami. I was listening to Stephen A. on 98.7.
Stephen A. used to bring the heat on 98.7,
dude, before he got all like commercial. But he was saying
before he got paid.
Facts. And now he's doing hockey, but that's a side note.
What?
Stop. We'll talk about it at the end.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Stephen A.'s World, ESPN Plus.
No,
check it out.
Just hold on. We'll talk.
Stephen A. and Barry Melrose.
Maybe they'll bring Matthew Barnaby back from Canada. It's a throwback.
I wanted to. No, so he said that if he keeps on pace, this was in Miami Heat days, which he has. If he kept on pace, by the end of his career, he'll be the only player in the major statistical categories to finish in the top 3
of everything. So
of everything.
Points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Kareem's not. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Not assists.
No. There's no one who's ever done it.
No one. It's the assist thing, I think.
It's the assist thing.
Because I'm sure Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's got to be close and everything else.
And especially what he's done with the assists the last couple of years. I mean, just to develop into that point guard role.
Dude, and as he dwindles down, he's going to be, like you said it, he's going to be even more of a point guard guy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be like a 20-point-a-game guy, like 12 assists.
Yeah.
As he goes forward.
Even higher with the assists. I mean, he just gets so excited to set people up.
15 and 15?
Like when he knows guys are their shot, he wants to pass them the ball. So, we're not going to talk about this, but one thing is just like, don't get how I'm taking the Lakers, but I'm just saying that I don't get how people try to criticize. I mean, I just think you don't know what you're talking about.
There's ways you can, and we can go there one day.
One day, but we won't now, and they're wrong. But I'm taking the Lakers. Who do you got, Grasso?
Well, I've spent a lot of LeBron's 18 years criticizing him, but no, I'm done criticizing LeBron. He's great. I got the Warriors, man. They're rolling. Draymond Green is coming in out.
Hot.
Another triple dub. No more triple singles.
I'll one up that, bro. I'll double down on your Draymond. And I'll 50-piece the Lakers from Steph.
Whoa!
How many for your boy?
Steph?
Who? Wiggins?
Yeah.
10.
He's
getting clamped up by Kuzma. That's how bad he is.
Give me 7 from Oubre.
Yeah.
7 from Oubre.
Two dunks and 1 from 1, or from the
1 for 9 from 3. Yeah. Oubre's actually been playing pretty well.
I like him too.
Terrible start.
What do they call him? Tsunami Poppy?
He's good. Exactly. he's a good overall player.
But the thing is, I don't know what happened to his 3-point shot, though.
I don't think he ever had a 3-point.
He was decent last year.
I think they just went
atrocious.
Dude, you know what happened is more primetime television gets the yips there, Barnes.
That's true.
Just scoring points on crummy teams is just, we've seen it in history.
It's like you, Barnes, in the gym. When more people are in there, sometimes you hit back iron a little more.
Yeah.
Barnes wide left, wide right, clank.
I can admit to hitting some back iron, in my day for sure. But, so I'm going to say that since AD's been out, I don't think they've had any blowout wins besides the game against the Warriors. So I think it's going to be another blowout win. I'm going to give them 15 to 20-point victory here and really get the spirits going back for the Lakers. And I think that could be a big momentum shift. So.
Well, I think Matt will be happy you said that, but Warriors tonight. Let's go.
So pumped to watch that. And then, just some other news, around the world of sports. We had the brackets released yesterday, and we're actually going to pick a bracket coming up either Wednesday or Thursday, so it'll be fun to do that.
We got UConn, Maryland, first round, right?
UConn, Maryland. UConn's the 7th seed, so that'll be a fun game. We have Syracuse made it past the bubble. They're in 11th seed. And then Duke is out.
No Duke, Syracuse, and UConn in.
Yeah.
It feels like college basketball.
Yeah.
Duke's never out, but
and then Kentucky out. I mean, obviously they were like 9-15, but it's just funny. Them two have not missed the tournament since I think 94. So
that's wild.
It's a different feel for sure, but it's nice to have UConn back in the tournament, and we'll pick all the games. But I'm feeling a run. Feeling a run.
UConn Syracuse national championship.
That would be something. And then also, in college basketball, I was kind of surprised by this. Archie Miller got fired at Indiana. He went 67-58. 4 seasons, but they had to pay a $10 million buyout. I mean, he was a really hot coaching candidate coming from Dayton, having the success, but we've seen in Indiana, they don't have patience. It's been a while since they've been the old Indiana, when Bob Knight was there. It's been a long time.
Yeah, Indiana is one of those schools that, I think they still think they're an elite program,
right,
with the Kentuckys and Dukes of the world. But, I mean, Indiana, they're kind of a program of the past.
Yeah.
And I think their expectations are a little too high, but –
yeah, no, and we've seen them, have those little runs where they're high up there, but then you have a coaching scandal, when Sampson was there, Crean's there, they just fall off the map after that big year when they hit the game-winning shot. That was one of the greatest calls we've seen in the last 10 or 15 years, but the consistency hasn't been there, so it'll be interesting to see who they bring in.
And, people aren't dying to go do a one-and-done year at Indiana. They're not bringing in any high-powered recruits. They're having to rely on development from inside, 4-year guys, so.
But I'd expect them. I mean, they always go after a big name, so I'm sure they'll bring in some big coach. But these buyouts are insane. I mean, for nothing, you get $10 million for nothing.
Here's $10 million to not show up to work.
Can we?
How's that sound, Renee? You want that? We're gonna give you $10 million to never show up again.
So we'll see what happens. Looking forward to doing our bracket later in the week, and then some other news onto the NFL. Drew Brees finally announces his retirement.
Sad day, but we all knew it had to come to an end.
20 years.
20 years.
15 with the Saints. He had that one Super Bowl.
I wonder how many broken bones he had.
I forgot the stat, but it's something like since 06, prior to 06, the last time the Saints had a 10-win season was 92.
So they've always been above 10 wins?
No, they've always been
Archie
trash.
Manning struggled through it.
The Archie years.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't want Eli to go to San Diego.
So it was 10. They only had, since 92, they didn't have any plus 10 wins.
Okay.
06 happens. Breeze and what's his name? The coach.
Sean Payton.
Sorry to disrespect you there, Barnes. I just heard this on Mike Greeny this morning on 98.7. And since then, they've had, I think it's 8 or 9 seasons of 10+ wins, and obviously a Super Bowl that was like the best Super Bowl probably ever, especially like the circumstances.
Yeah, coming back from Katrina. Excuse me.
Literally, no, you're good. Literally right after, dude.
Yeah,
like that was crazy.
He put that whole city on his back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Barnes knows about that.
And I always just thought he was one of the most consistent quarterbacks. I mean, the last couple of years we finally saw him take that dive, but before that, it was like he's a lock for 4,000 yards. He's a lock for 25+ touchdowns. He's a lock for 65% completion.
Yeah, Drew Brees was the epitome of consistency in the era of quarterbacks where they dominated, and I don't know, not many people have done it better than Drew Brees.
And Reese is asking
how pissed would Mike be if Watson goes to the Saints? Reese, actually, I wouldn't be that pissed. I would actually jump off a bridge and I don't mean that, everybody, just joking. It's a joke. If he went to the Dolphins.
That'd be terrible.
Come on, Barnes. That's worst case scenario.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it is. And
Saints, it's like I can understand that. That's like whatever.
If they were to acquire Watson, whoever their capologist is should be paid $100 million because I think there's still $23 million over the cap. No, the Saints that fit Watson in. I mean, how would they do that?
Reese, whatever Reese is drinking or smoking, we want some of that.
Yeah, bring it over here, Reese. Come down to the studio.
So that would be interesting
But man,
to see him in that offense.
If he goes to the Dolphins, mark 10 or 15 more shitty years for the Jets.
Yeah. It's like instead of it being the Patriots, it's like put in Dolphins for the next 10 years.
But we don't have to worry about that because he's either not coming to the division or he's going to the Jets. So I'm just making that prediction right now.
You're speaking into existence.
You're actually manifestation right there.
To the Jets.
So and it's a shame. I mean, obviously Jets are my team, but I honestly felt bad that that Breeze couldn't get one more Super Bowl. That Super Bowl was back in 2009. Really thought he was going to do it. He was so close the last couple of years, but just the playoff time came and just stuff didn't bounce their way. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, and that's going to be like the one asterisk on Drew Brees' career was his playoff success. It's that one Super Bowl is really all he had. He's won some games, obviously. He's played some great games, but never really was able to go on any big runs in the playoffs.
I mean, in 2006, he makes it to the NFC Championship game.
Right.
Misses
First
the playoffs
of all, he got
for
robbed.
2 seasons. They win the Super Bowl, but then
he got robbed.
But after that, he had 7 more playoff appearances. Wild card game, division game, division game, division game, championship game, wild card game, division game. I mean, it's just a couple championship games couldn't close the deal.
That's a very mediocre resume when you're talking about a guy
First
like
of all,
Drew Brees.
All right, guys, let's relax. He should technically, you know what? And this sucks because of horrible officiating. If the Saints, the miracle in Minneapolis, Bud Barnes.
But what's worse, that or the Rams with the pass interference?
That was bad too.
That was bad too.
Yeah.
All right, but hold on. I'm just saying he would have beaten in his 2 Super Bowl wins because he would have won the second one as well.
Tom Brady.
Right? And Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
No, but you're barking up the right tree. I mean, I love Drew Brees. I wish this happened.
No, I know it's sad.
Well, what Mike just said, I think, is what Drew Brees' career comes down to. He played his entire career next to Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, 2 other great all-time greats. We got, Brady.
And if it wasn't one, it was the other.
Yeah,
it was sprinkled in with Ben.
Yeah.
And do you think he makes the top 10 list all time?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I do.
Because
I think you got to make an argument for top 5.
Yeah. No, I
mean, who are you?
He's all time in passing yards, correct?
Yes, passing yards. It isn't
So,
touchdowns.
He has something like 80,000 pass. You know,
I mean, but you think about top 5.
100,000 yards.
I mean, obviously you have Brady,
Montana,
Marino. Do you put Marino in there
with no Super Bowls? I don't know if he's 3.
I know it's
so
tough.
that's like the same kind of thing as
Elway,
Brees.
though. I think is probably
Elway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Peyton in front of Brees.
Peyton, so that's 4 already.
Yeah,
and then
I mean,
Mahomes is coming for that 5th.
He's coming.
Mahomes will pass them all. But
that's you look at numbers. I mean, obviously he won more Super Bowls, but I think he's better than Roethlisberger. I think he's more talented than Eli Manning, of course.
This is in Fabiani. I have no remorse that Brees doesn't have one more Super Bowl. Remember when the Saints stopped Brett Favre with the Vikings with the bounty hunting? Oh my God! So clearly you're a freaking Vikings fan.
Or how about when Brett Favre stopped the Jets from making the playoffs because he tanked down the stretch when he came to New York?
Oh no, you didn't.
I mean, I'm just saying, 8-3 and they can't get the job done. I mean, that was disappointing.
That was sad. I was disappointed. I thought we were going to the Super Bowl. We were going to win it with freaking Favre.
Yeah. But
he looks so good in the Jets uniform too.
I know. But
I know
you guys are all delusional.
Yeah, we always are when we get a little taste of something good.
But you know what? Before we move on from this topic, I'll be interested to see how the Saints are going forward. If they go with Winston, they signed Taysom Hill to a fake $140 million contract.
It was
yesterday.
fake?
No, it's literally fake. I'm not kidding. They said all the years are voidable and like $10 million is guaranteed. How can you do that? You know, how is that legal?
I saw that and like I was sitting home. It was late at night. I was tired. I was like, I looked at it and just kind of kept going because it just made no sense.
Wait, explain that to me again.
So they signed him to a 4-year, $140 million extension, Taysom Hill. Okay, and $9 million is guaranteed for I guess this season, and then all the other seasons they can void after this season.
So it's like not even real.
But it saves them $15 million in cap space. Like the NFL has got to change this stuff. This is insane.
They're doing all this stuff because everyone's clearing cap space because the cap went down.
Right. So they have to do that, but still, I just think in general, pandemic aside, there's just too much void years and conversions. It should just be a straight salary. Your salary is this. That's what counts.
Yeah, like how many people they're all getting their salaries converted to signing bonuses now.
Yeah.
It's like the money's all coming from the same spot, right?
But then how about you make $30 million, but your cap number is 45? How? Because the signing bonus counts, it's prorated.
Because we already gave him $20 million, so that doesn't count anymore.
Oh man! But do you guys see though? Like if Winston, they end up bringing Winston in as a starter, I mean, do you think he's going to play well there?
I'm picking him over Taysom Hill. At least we know he can throw the ball.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike? I mean, you think?
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, you think they're just going to fall off or be mediocre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Saints' run of being like a competitive team, I think it's.
Taysom Hill didn't do anything really, dude.
But Sean Payton is obsessed with
I
him.
know.
Oh my God.
He probably told Breeze, just get on.
I want Taysom in there.
He's like, I need him.
Give me some Taysom.
He's you, but younger and strong.
I need the youth.
He can't throw like you.
I don't know. I mean, we saw
or do anything else.
We've seen
like
Winston have some big games in the past. Obviously, too many turnovers. He had 6 pick sixes and 30 interceptions 2 years ago. So
he reminds me of Maddie going deep. Too many drops.
Too many drops.
But we'll see what they do.
Should we recollect my my Ed Reed style play on the beach the other night?
That was bad.
Whew, that was nice.
Yeah, no, that was a nice nice pick. And Ed Reed, boy, he was fun to watch, huh?
Oh
my favorite football player ever.
Yeah,
I love that Ravens team. Who just shout out the Ravens on?
Reese actually did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like you,
Okay.
Reese.
And
all right.
Speaking of the Ravens, they actually just lost their best defensive player, Matthew Judon, 4 years, $65 million to New England. And we talked about New England with all this cap space. So they bring him on board. Then they signed Jonnu Smith from the Titans, 4 years, $50 million. I couldn't believe that contract. I mean, his career high last year, 482 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns. He's only 25, so I'm sure it's like Belichick's projecting him to be like a top option in this offense. But I think that's a big risk to take on someone who hasn't even had 500 receiving yards.
Are you going to question Bill?
Well, yeah, because he re-signed.
I was just going to say, I
cares?
have a feeling Bill's got like some secret scout team, and he's like following
You're
these
bugging
guys.
Barnes.
Like at their
Barnes is such a Barnes is a Jets fan that's so angry at the New England Patriots over the years that he just can't even give the man a little credit.
While I will admit that I'm excited to see the downfall,
yes.
But I also feel it. I mean, Judon, great signing. I'm giving him props. Judon's a great signing. Smith, he's shown ability, but it's still a risk. He hasn't done it yet. Jalen Mills, they just signed 4 years, $24 million. I mean, I think that's a pretty good move. Only $6 million a year. He's 27 years old, so they need help on defense. I'll give them that. But they also lost their best offensive lineman, Joe Thuney, goes to the Chiefs. 5 years, $80 million. He was an All-Pro one of these years, so that's going to be a big loss. And especially with Newton, being a question mark, you got to have a strong offensive line behind him.
Right, football.
But so those are their moves. I'm sure they're going to make a lot more, and I'm just saying, I think there's some questions. We'll see what they do between the rest of their cap space, the draft, if they're set on Cam at quarterback, or if they draft someone, go with someone else. We'll see what they do there.
I think they got to draft some quarterback at least at some point in this draft. I mean, what was Brady, a 6th-round pick?
Yeah,
maybe they get lucky again.
Yeah,
maybe they take someone in the 5th round.
I mean, I would guarantee. I mean, really, they should draft somebody in the top 3 rounds at least, because you want to develop someone, and Stidham just is not the answer for sure.
No faith in Cam.
And then some other moves. The Bucs, I was talking about, I was surprised they didn't franchise tag Shaq Barrett. He goes 4 years, $72 million back to the Bucs. So that's a huge move for them. I think he only takes up $9 million in cap space. A guy who 2 years ago had almost 20 sacks, 8 sacks last year. We saw how important he was down the stretch. So I think that's a great move for them. And then Aaron Jones, I was surprised about this. Everyone said he's gone from the Packers. He gets 4 years, $48 million. Which is high for a running back. But if you look at it, the last 2 years, 30 touchdowns. I mean, in this day and age, with all the passing, a running back having 30 touchdowns in 2 years is like, that doesn't happen too much. So I think that's a good move for them. And then finally, the Jets are getting going. A little under the radar move. Gerard Davis, 1 year, $7 million. So taking a flyer, need some help on defense.
Making some moves, Jets.
And then also they're rumored to be trading their big free agent signing from a few years ago, CJ Mosley. We saw him only play a game or two. Then he opts out last year.
Right.
So he has a big cap number. If he doesn't want to be there, trade him. I mean, you know what I mean? You're starting over anyway. So I think that's fine. And then also we saw former Packers center Corey Linsley, 5 years, $62.5 million for a center.
Not bad, huh?
He's cashing in. That's what happens when you
if
snap.
they're going to give it to you. They're going to give it
Pay
to
the
you.
big man.
And the Chargers picked him up, so I think that's a big move for them. Herbert, we know he's going to be a star, so you want to have a solid center, of course.
Get a little relationship established there.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more free agent signings. We'll obviously cover them, but that's all we had for now on that. And then also just quickly in the golf world, Justin Thomas wins the Players' Championship this weekend. Really happy to see that. And it was just kind of tough. The reporter, after he won, mentioned how his grandpa had just passed away. And, he started really getting emotional. It's just tough. The guy, you want to let him enjoy the moment, and then someone brings up something like that. So tough to see, but a hard-fought victory. And then Lee Westwood finishes in second place, 47 years old, second week in a row he's done that. It's just kind of fun that golf, you could be 40, 50 years old and compete. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Someone drug test that man. Someone make Lee piss in a cup.
Exactly.
But
too much Viagra.
So we got the Honda Classic coming up this week. We'll definitely talk about that. And day by day, we're getting closer to our debut on the golf course. That's the most important golf topic we can talk about.
Ready, my shoulders are loose,
guys. We will
swing
be
ready.
I was thinking. I mean, we've been talking about it. Now it just came in my head. What if for our 100th episode, we stream it live on the golf course and do the episode like we attach this shit to the golf cart because we can. This shit can do it.
We'll mic up.
Oh yeah.
Do we think that we'd probably be able to do our own Sports Center not top 10 from this episode?
Top
while we're golfing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
10 is like
we'll be riding and
go
golfing.
50.
Yeah. We won't have like a top 10 good plays.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
Dude,
I made some
I'm
nice shots
so
last
nice.
year.
It's not even funny. You know what they used to call me? Jack Woods.
Really? I never heard about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a thing.
It's funny. I've known you for a long time. Never heard anyone call you Jack Woods.
It's because you haven't been on the golf course with me.
True.
Jack Woods is what they call me.
I tried to get you to go out last summer.
But we're getting.
I know, you're right.
We're getting very close. I would say, our first outing.
Reese said Tony's in my cart.
Right? Maybe sooner.
Oh, we're going in April.
Yeah.
We might be going in March.
Mid to late April. We just want it to be warm out. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
When it's cold like today, I mean, it's not fun.
Our boy Goose is going to hook us up with some free tickets.
Yeah.
Golf for free. I don't know about that.
Hey,
golf's expensive, Goose. Hook us up.
We'll play wherever. We'll have a good time enjoying it. And other than that, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. But great episode.
Oh, that's not going to wrap it up, dude.
Oh,
you forgot.
All right. I did jump the gun.
No. No. Well, I don't. This is just actually I added this in.
Wait, I do have some closing remarks.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, Joel Embiid, get well.
Yes.
Very, very, very happy that injury was not worse.
Yeah.
Than
they really lucked out, especially a guy that's had a lot of injuries.
If he tore his ACL again, that would be.
Oh man, that would be tough.
Devastating, not just to his career, but to him as a person. Like.
Yeah. No, for a guy who
I'm very happy for Joel Embiid.
Yeah, and just seeing that play, it's like, how is it only
but a 280-pound man falling that way on his knee usually causes some serious.
That's just one of those things. Luck just goes your way.
Thank God he's been eating good.
What did you have over there, Mike?
Oh, so yeah, my closing remark is shout out Fearless Cards and Toys.
Yes.
That's actually Brandon Rocco, who you saw.
Yep.
It's his card store on 3 Turkey Hill Road, Suite L, East Granby, CT 06026. All right, guys. And you can find that. You could go there. You can get your cards. You can get what you need over there.
Memorabilia.
You could get whatever you need. They actually do have memorabilia. Yeah, really fire gear, Barry Sanders gear, all different types of stuff. Also, Pokemon cards, NBA, Panini Prisms, football, basketball, baseball, whatever you need. Shout out Fearless Cards and Toys and Collectibles.
Brandon's got your back.
No, it is not a sponsor, and no, it is not a plug. This is just us being friendly people. We love them. It's a great store, and he teaches you a lot. If you go in there and you don't know anything, you can go in there and he'll teach you what you need to know.
And then one other thing, and I can't believe I almost, forgot my own segment here, but for our lock of the night,
yes,
we are going with the New York Knickerbockers with the upset victory.
Let's go. So if you're a betting man, Barnes, which we know you're not, but if you were, what would you tell people to bet on the Knicks right now?
I mean, I didn't look at what they're giving them, but I would, if I had to guess, I'm sure they're getting 9 points or something. I mean, so if you're going to win the game outright, but you can lose by 8 and still win, sounds like a pretty good idea to me.
Listen to me right here, folks. If you're trying to make money, you bet on the Knicks every night.
And just like that, we're off the air.
And on that note, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for all the love. Comment, follow, subscribe. We love it. We appreciate you guys.